How's it going, everybody? Shop update time. We got Blueberry back running this morning, so that's huge. We basically decided that because there's an event at the end of the month and we want to do some racing, we want to do some winning too, we were going to get the car put back together how it was before we go ahead and switch heads and cam and switch turbos. So for now, we made small fuel system changes. We went ahead and got some 210s cleaned up, so back to the same size injectors we were previously running. And then as far as fuel pumps, we're switching over to a large Aeromotive single pump. We've always run Magna Fuel 750s, 2 of them, and we've just been having issues with the old style ones that are in this car. So for the sake of time, testing, money, and not tearing the car up anymore, we're just going to go ahead and switch. Be done with it, make life easy. Now on to Widow. Alex, the owner of Widow here, has a really big propensity to blow rear ends apart. This is number 7, I think, maybe 8. The one that's in the car has lasted almost 2 years at this point, which is huge because I was changing them every 3 events prior. We've been leaning on stock components for too long. So we went ahead and got the car in here, jacked up, ready to pull this rear end out, and we have an upgraded unit here. Strange axles, strange C-clip eliminators, strange spool, UPR spherical bushings. We're going to go ahead and get this rear end dropped out, switch the pinion flange, switch the brakes over, and get it back in there. Maybe we'll go over the suspension a little bit while we're at it. And then if you guys are interested, maybe we can do a breakdown on Blueberry as well. If you guys are interested enough, maybe we'll do build breakdowns on all the cars. So let us know what you think in the comments. So, we're down to the brakes. As you can kind of see with the rear suspension, we use a stock style shock, stock style brakes with drilled and slotted rotors, drag springs. We have chromoly uppers and lowers that are set to fix the pinion dive on these stock style rear ends. And we have a UPR 2000 anti-roll bar in there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we disconnected our caliper. We're going to disconnect our e-brake cable, and that's going to allow us to pull the caliper off and slide it back out of the way. We're going to go ahead and loosen our shocks, our upper control arm, our lower control arms, take the anti-roll bar link all the way free from the housing, lower it down, and then start disassembling everything. So as you can see, we got this side pulled apart. We've got our brake caliper, our caliper mounting bracket and pad, rotor, e-brake cable. You need a 13 millimeter to remove the caliper from the caliper bracket, a 15 millimeter to remove the bracket from the physical housing, 13 millimeter to remove the e-brake cable from the control arms, and that's all disassembled. Now, typically, yep, these are a 19. So you'll need a 19 millimeter wrench and a 19 millimeter socket with your impact or just 2 wrenches. We're going to go ahead and pull these loose, swing the shocks out of the way. Our anti-roll bar here is dual 9/16 wrenches. We'll take that loose. That is going to be an 18 millimeter nut and a 19 millimeter wrench typically. And the same on the lower. So we'll go ahead and take all this loose, drop our rear end out and get the new one prepped to go in. So as you can see, we've gotten our anti-roll bar bolts and nuts pulled off. Shocks are loose, and we've pulled the nuts off the back sides of the upper and lower control arms. Brakes are all off. So at this point, we've got to take our drive shaft free, lower the rear end down, pull these bolts the rest of the way out, and out comes this rear end. So we'll see you in a minute with that. Quick little update. Rear end is out and on the ground. All the suspension's out. We now took a running driving car and made it not that. Here's the new rear end. So we're gonna go ahead and strip everything off of this one. Start swapping parts off of this one. And then I did forget, we are gonna have to go ahead and put anti-roll bar tabs on the new housing. So these will get snipped off. We'll clean that housing up. Once everything's back in the car and the car's at ride height, we will go ahead and get those done. So that's just the update on Widow. So this is why in a high horsepower application you would want spherical or at least poly bushings. These are obviously fixed. You know, they can't wiggle, wobble, tear, things like that, like stock bushings. If we come over here, we'd notice the tire moved a little bit in the wheel well. It tore the bushing all the way from the sleeve out to the housing. As you can see, we have different style pinion flanges. This is your stock style forward 8/8 pinion flange, and this is a 1350 9-inch style flange. So this would require a change in drive shaft, so we're going to go ahead and change this flange and this flange out so that we can retain our current drive shaft. And then later we will go ahead and revisit when we can get a new drive shaft made and switch over to this, as this is significantly stronger. Now, we went ahead and we got everything stripped off. We've got the flange changed over, good to go. Old one's on that housing, we just got to retorque it so that it keeps everything nice and sealed and where it goes. There's nothing terribly wrong with it. It broke the diff. We were pushing a stock posi way beyond what we should have been, so we'll keep it as a spare for now and fix it later. As you can see, we got our new rear end housing in there. At this point, all the suspension is bolted with nuts on them, but we do have to go back through and tighten everything up. Outside of that, we'll get the brakes back on, drive shaft hooked back up, and set the car down at ride height so that we can see where these anti-roll bar tabs need to go. Because the anti-roll bar needs to be up and parallel to the ground at ride height when we weld the tabs to the housing. So we'll get that done and check back in. As you can see, everything's all tightened up. Anti-roll bar tabs are hung about where they're going to go. We need the bar to get a little bit flatter on the ends. So once we get these brakes bled out, we'll go ahead and get the wheels and tires on it, set it on its own weight, get the anti-roll bar where we need it, and go ahead and weld the tabs into the housing, and then she'll be good to go.